The new year brings with it some new acts on the Nitebeat stage. Coming up next on Nitebeat, curtain up on one of Boston's best new bands, the Bleedin Bleedins. They take the stage next here on Nitebeat on CN8, the Comcast network. Boston's music scene is one of the most vibrant in the country, and Dublin, Ireland's music scene is one of the most vibrant in Europe. And now there's a band trying to make it big that combines the two. The Bleedin Bleedins is a band with roots in both cities. The group has just released its first album and is getting ready to perform at the South by Southwest Music Festival in Austin, Texas. As for the name, we'll get to that later, but first, the Bleedin Bleedins.
Documents altered to hide what you made. Hey, did you hide your face? Try to get away. Who found you on the darkest day? When you want to play someone else's game. The back doors are closing when you've got it in. Too loaded and bloated with power again. Hey, did you hide your face? Try to get away. Who found you on the darkest day? When you want to play someone else's game. Who found you on the darkest day? Now just in pain with your ghetto. Try to get away. Who found you on the darkest day? When you want to play someone else's game. Who found you on the darkest day?
That is Darkest Day by the Bleedin Bleedins from their new CD, Life Without Computers. Excellent, gentlemen. Excellent. Nicely done. And your name's easy to remember. It's Barry. Why don't you introduce your mates here for us?
This is my good friend Mike Cohen.
Nice to meet you. Nice vocals.
Thank you very much.
And Dave Franz on drums.
Well done. So I've been reading reviews of your live performances, and the adjectives that come up are soaring, blistering, swaggering, and mournful. I guess mournful is like required by Irish national law to be part of it.
Certainly is, yeah.
What's the music, how do you compare the music scene in Ireland to what you find here?
I mean, there's a lot of similarities. I think, you know, recently in Ireland, there's been a real resurgence in live music around the country. And so, you know, recently we've been over there, I think about 3 or 4 times last year. And it's great because we can go in, we can tour around the country. Clubs are doing a really good job of getting people out to the shows. The clubs are really, really nice. And people are really embracing live music again. So in comparison to Boston, I think Boston's a great place. This is our hub. And we play here as much as we can, and you know, we like to encourage and sort of embrace a lot of the other bands that are in town.
So I've got to ask you about the name. You guys, what, accident prone? What's the source of the name?
It came out of frustration, actually. You know, trying to name yourself for a while. We have a friend from Dublin who uses that word a lot.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there. We went through about 20 different names when we were trying to name ourselves, and then I just kind of said it out of a joke, and then the boys laughed, and we just decided that's what it's going to be.
One of the interesting things is to see that you guys kind of go back and forth between performing here, performing in Ireland. What's the difference in if you spend a night here versus spending a night in Ireland, having some bangers and mash and a few pints of Guinness and listening to live music? What's the difference?
Well, I mean, there's not a huge amount of differences. I think music is music anywhere you go. Live music, we feel, is, you know, something that's super exciting. You know, going back to Ireland, you know, it's just all the things that you hear about Ireland. You know, it's a real warm place. It's a real place to go. It's really embraced. We drink lots of Guinness, and bangers and mash usually come in too. You know, so, yeah.
One of the nice things I read about you, you were compared to the Strokes, a group that is hugely popular. I mean, everybody wants to be their own band, but you take that, it's the compliment it's intended to be?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's nice to be compared to a band that's making it and successful, you know.
When you get the chance to go over to Ireland now and perform there after having lived here, what do you notice is the difference? Any difference? I mean, that's all. It's
well, the Guinness does taste better over there, I won't lie, yeah. No, we just really like going there. It's great. You get to play, it seems you get to play a lot more over there. As, you know, like in the city, you don't get to play as much. You know, you can go down the road and play one night, the next night be another place, basically right down the road.
One of the things that you're dealing with now, you've released this CD on your own label.
Sure.
Are you at that place where you're able to really enjoy your freedom to do the songs you want, do it in any way you want, but you're sort of cautiously looking at being bigger?
Well, I mean, everything's a building process. I mean, it's the whole thing about music is really momentum, and you know, the most important part is you enjoy it at every stage possible, and that's kind of where we are now. We put it out ourselves. The album just came out today, so we're sitting here with fingers crossed and a lot of work done. But you know, of course, yeah, everybody wants to be able to play in front of more people. I mean, we want to get our music out there, want to be able to perform it in as many places as possible.
Well, perform some more for us now. What are you going to do next?
This song's called Tonight.
Tonight, from Life Without Computers by the Bleedin Bleedins.